Hi friends, Father Scott again. Today the church celebrates the memorial of Saint Bonaventure, a Franciscan and also a great theologian. In Saint Bonaventure, two important aspects of the Christian life are held together. As a Franciscan, Bonaventure lived a life of poverty and of humility. Poverty not just in a material sense, but also spiritual poverty, recognizing that all of the gifts and talents that he might have were gifts from God, recognizing his total dependence on God. It's important that these these attitudes, this using of our gifts for God and trying to excel, be held together with this attitude of spiritual poverty, recognizing our dependence on God. And in our first reading for today, we see what happens when those two things are separated. The king of Assyria falls into the trap of pride. He sees all of his accomplishments in the conquering of various countries and in his ability to control the fates of peoples around the whole region. He sees that as his own accomplishment rather than as something that's been given to him by God, an authority that's been given to him by God. And God calls him to account. Jesus also reminds us today that in our gospel reading that it's to the little ones that God reveals himself. It's when we recognize that everything we have and everything that we are comes from God, and that these gifts have been given to us for us to use for God and for his kingdom and for the people that he loves. That's when we are making proper use of those gifts. And that's when we're having our right attitude towards our own personal gifts and the God who has given them. We need to remember that anything that we are good at is a talent that's been given to us for God. And so we need by God. And so we need to accept these gifts gratefully and use them humbly, recognizing once again that it's God who gives these gifts for his purposes and the building up of his kingdom. And we will truly know the blessing that comes from that giftedness only when we recognize the source of the gift, who is God. May God help us to always celebrate the gifts that he gives to us, but do so in humility and gratitude. God bless you, and I'll be talking to you again soon.